Awesome. Welcome back to All Around Hobbies. Today I kind of want to talk about. I guess I want you to kind of get to know me and why I kind of like Star Wars. And so I kind of have 10 questions that I'm going to go over. So yeah, let's get into it. So what initially drew me to Star Wars, I think just like any young boy, is that there was lightsabers and there was blaster fire. My favorite Star Wars movie is 100% The Empire Strikes Back. It's a very close second is Revenge of the Sith. As far as TV series go, I really like Star Wars Rebels because it has one continuous story, and you can follow the characters from point A to point B to point C, and it ends in has a very satisfying conclusion. This is a really hard question because I have a lot of favorite characters, but I think I can narrow it down to two different characters. One is Anakin Skywalker. I think his story from the beginning, from his basically rise as a Jedi to his fall as a Sith, and then his rise back to basically to the light side at the end of Return of the Jedi. I think it's just very poetic and kind of speaks a lot to me. Is that okay? Like, no matter where we came from or how like low we have like gone, is that there's still an opportunity for us to kind of redeem ourselves. I also really like the character of Ahsoka because Ahsoka, we can talk more about Ahsoka in another video, but she's the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. She's kind of like the opposite of what Anakin Skywalker was. They have the same like kind of view about the Jedi. Kind of got dissatisfied with the Jedi way, but they both chose different ways to handle that. I think the Star Wars moment that's kind of left most of an impact on me is in the fourth season of Star Wars Rebels. Jedi Kanan Jarrus basically sacrifices himself. I'm getting chills right now just thinking about the scene. The time where basically, okay, he's pushing the Force back, and then the next thing you know, he looks back at the ship, and his eyes, which were kind of faded because he was blind at this point, they regain color for a minute, and then he pushes the ship away with the Force, and then he kind of goes in flames. I feel like this is kind of a trick question in a way, is like obviously I want to go to like the light side because that's like the good guys, but I also want to go to the bad side because that's where they have all the cool powers, right? One is Catalyst. This one is just kind of the prequel to Rogue One. A second one I like, and this is kind of interesting one, is Bloodline. This one kind of talks about it addresses the fact that like, okay, what happens when the galaxy finds out that this senator, okay, that Princess Leia, she is the daughter of Darth Vader. The third one I like, and I don't have a copy of this one, is the I believe it was Dark Horse Comics, but they made this almost like what if-esque kind of comic series, kind of talking about like, okay, what if these specific things didn't happen in these Star Wars movies or went differently, and like the outcomes of those. They're called like Star Wars Infinites, and they have one for episode 4, 5, and 6, and they just have like some really cool concepts. And it's like, okay, what if that actually had happened? Well, I mean, I think a good example is this YouTube channel. I have a lot of different hobbies and a lot of different like interests and franchises. I really like Lord of the Rings. I've been getting into anime a lot recently, and just kind of been doing a lot of different things. And so, Star Wars kind of was the gateway into like this world of nerdiness. I don't know if that's not probably even how I should describe it, but it's just kind of Star Wars kind of introduced me into this world where I can like use this imagination and have these stories. I do collect a lot of different Star Wars things, specifically Lego. You can see that behind me. I think my most prized like item or thing that I have is for sure this bad boy, the UCS Republic gunship. It was a beast to build, and it was just like super fun, very intricate, very detailed, and so that's probably like my prized possession for now. Emphasis on for now. I think a memory that kind of holds a special place in my heart, ironically, is when The Force Awakens came out. I just remember walking in the theater to see The Force Awakens, and just that feeling of, okay, when the opening credits, like when the opening crawl starts rolling down in the fanfare, it's like that gave me chills down my spine. But ultimately, Star Wars really holds a special place in my heart because, first off, I just think that like George Lucas, he created something that was very special. He created a franchise and a story that is very, very relatable. It's a story about how you can come from nothing and go to something, and that you're gonna have mistakes. You're gonna fall down. You're gonna fall short, but that you can always rise up above those mistakes. And for ultimately, that's what Star Wars is to me. So that's kind of why I love Star Wars. Those are 10 questions about that kind of help you understand like my passion behind Star Wars. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.